If anyone has any questions that they'd like to find out about the performers, or anything that dealing with healing, anything that touched your lives with regard to what you witnessed today, is there anything that you have questions with some of the actors here that you'd like to know, or anything that you particularly liked about the program? Is there any? What? Okay.
Well done, guys. Absolutely amazing. And also really want to thank you for your vulnerability and the courage it takes to speak how you spoke and put your personal stories in front of people, especially inside. So very moving. Thank you. I guess my question is, can you describe how the power of the arts has acted on your life as individuals? Anybody wants to?
So good afternoon. Thank you, everybody. My name is Calon. And what I can say how the power of the arts has influenced my life is the simple fact that outside of the arts, I am more of a recluse. I am more of an introvert. And I feel as if I don't have a voice. And dealing with all the stuff that I've dealt with, I forced my voice, you know, and I forced myself to be seen. But the arts actually gave me a place to say that you don't have to force anything. You know, I've been working with Marine Shakespeare since 2016 and operating within Solano State Prison, dual vocational prison, and here. And all those different places have allowed me to grow emotionally more than anything else. You know, being able to be safe within my own body and also being able to express with other men. You know, and I think that was probably one of my biggest fears and concerns because of my own traumas is having to share space with other men and be open and vulnerable in that type of way. So the arts have really challenged so much of my core issues and so much of my core beliefs, and at the same time, it has healed a lot of my core issues and my core beliefs. So, thank you.
Thank you. Steve here. For me, it's even more. I've been with Marine Shakespeare since 2014, I believe, at Solano. I have the honor, I guess you will, of being not only the oldest individual in the cast, but also the one with the longest period of time. I've done 46 years, and I never had an opportunity to get rid of the emotions that I've had inside for all that time until I got into Shakespeare. I tell people that when we're in society or we're out on this prison yard, we put on a mask to cover who we really are. The irony of it is we come in here, we come up on this stage, and we put on a different mask to show who we really are, to show what's really inside of us. And it's this group of guys right here, the comfort we have with each other, that we can do that. Because there's no judgment in here. There's only acceptance. And I think that's what Shakespeare, theater, all of it has done. It allows you to get rid of what's inside and really be angry when you need to be, but in a positive way.
I think that was an excellent question. And I wanted the chance to answer the question also. I've never been more vulnerable than I've been in the piece that I wrote. And it was these guys that helped me feel comfortable with being able to express that. I know I missed class for like 3 weeks straight, and I apologize. But I was scared to bring my piece in because I had never been that vulnerable. And I gathered up the courage to come in and recite my piece, and everybody welcomed me with open arms. and understanding. And it made me feel like I was being seen for the very first time, which tripped me out, because the one thing I said in my piece that was the realest is I would never harm another person the way I've been harmed. However, it helped me realize that I harm myself every single day, and I don't think twice about that. And it made me understand that just like the way I feel about other people, I should feel that way about myself also. And so it was introspective. It made me understand that I deserve the same respect I give to other people. And it helped me to change for the better. And I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you guys for listening to me. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Brian, or Zombie, whatever you prefer. I know, awesome name, I know. Let's see, what I wanted to say is, my piece was like a true thing. Like, I am a recovering meth addict. I had really bad struggle with meth. It was really, really hard to freaking focus, do things I want to do, because all I wanted was just that drug, and I was pushing everyone away, and I lost a lot of good people because of it. I thought I had it under control, and I didn't. I really needed help. And like last time we did this performance, the original TITUS Andronicus, I had a cool part, and I really wanted to do it, but instead, I slipped because I figured the real thing I wanted to do was meth, so I said, screw everything else, I just want this drug. And it took so long and so hard with doing it by myself. And that's why I was really surprised when I came at the last day and I asked these guys if I could still play a part, because I really wanted to perform, because I've never acted before in my life, and I'm like, hey, I think I finally found something I might be good at. So I was like, can I play anything? And they're like, yeah, you can play a dancing demon. So I knew I had no lines. I knew I was just be dancing. So I just went all out. I made a demon ninja outfit just so I could play something, because I was extremely grateful that these guys actually let me do it, because everyone else just tossed me to the side because freaking you screwed up so many times, I've been told, and freaking we don't want to deal with you anymore. But these guys still welcomed me even on the last day, and I didn't know any lines. All I knew was freaking my high, and I was like, man, I just want to do something. But thanks to Shakespeare, I was able to put that into words, because one day I actually wrote how I was feeling, and a buddy of mine actually said that would be actually a cool piece to actually tell my story for people that have this addiction. And it's hard. It's really hard. But when you have guys like this that still welcome you, it's easier. And thanks to that, I screwed up a couple times, but like I said, thanks to them, I'm actually 2 months clean now. Thank you, and that's why I'm just extremely grateful for this class, and still welcome me, and this is my last Shakespeare, because I'm about to go home, and I was just glad I was able to do all out. Thank you.
Thank you. We were chatting earlier, right, about how transformative this is, and how therapeutic and how cathartic and all those words that we throw out. They're obviously we are as unique as our stories. We're as unique as to our criminal background and criminal history, which I know every man on this stage has taken full ownership of, and that there's some commonality with that. There's some common ground regardless of the type of behavior. And one of those is that we were at one time in our lives deeply antisocial people. We were alone, we were islands, society was something way over there, and we didn't feel like we were part of it. And of course we know now that that's a large part of the justification that we told ourselves, and that was, if I don't belong to society, why should I follow its rules? And so the therapeutic and cathartic aspect of this is again, when I look at my own history and how deeply, deeply antisocial, I was a misanthrope. I mean, there was nobody that I trusted. And I walk into this room and all these gentlemen are there and I'm instantly accepted for who I am, warts and all. And that's transformative. It sounds like a little thing, but when you come from a background that I came from, and I know I share that with a lot of these men here, it really is life-changing when to feel that I could be part of anything, especially behind these walls, the place that you would least expect. You would be able to form some kind of fellowship and common goals and brotherhood that we have here. It's such a gift, and I'm so grateful for this program, for Leslie and Soraya and Kristen, everybody who supports us, for you guys to come out here and just pour all this love on us. It's just a wonderful, wonderful experience. I'm deeply grateful. Thank you.
I actually have one as well, just
If you
coming
notice,
from a lot of
Shakespeare group here.
tall. You guys are saying at the same time. Hi, yeah. I just wanted to answer one too. No, it's okay. Just talking about acceptance and trauma, and a lot of you I've seen at some of the workshops too. And one of the favorite things that I've heard from the people who have come into the workshops is like, "Oh, you guys changed our mind. You're so real. There's nothing like this on the outside." And there is something to be said about that. It's very true that this group of men, that workshop's not just like, oh, an act. We're not acting like that. We may be doing acting exercises. We may be doing things that are silly or fun. But all of these people in this room are really kind and have great hearts, and that's not just one time of the day, that is all the time. And we all have lived through that trauma, lived through our suffering, lived through whatever it is that we've lived through. And to still be kind-hearted and be good, I think that speaks volumes to, first off, where we're at, but also the change and the healing and growth that a lot of these people have put into their lives. And thank you all for coming, because I know that it's a little healing for everybody, being able to just chat. And thank you for being able to talk about trauma. The first thing, come in here and have a really deep conversation about how do you heal from trauma? So we all really appreciate that too.
That's my guy. I'm signing him up for that contract still. That's my lovely voice guy. Okay, one thing that I noticed, that everybody should notice on this stage with Marin Shakespeare, is that you don't have no one particular colors. You have a diverse, you have a mixture of everybody who come together and in harmony, sharing their tragedy, sharing their traumas, coming out of their comfort zones. For me, this wasn't exposed to me in the spots where I came from. I never was interested in this. I didn't think I would be interested in it either until I got here to San Quentin and started experiencing something that I never did before. Miss Soraya, I entered into Miss Soraya Keating, the director. She's the one that gave me that warm welcome when I came into this group. Thinking I was going to just sit down and watch everybody else do something. No. She invited me to get into the group, and I was doing everything. I didn't think I would, but I started liking it. And this is something that helped me to start coming into finding out that I had talent that I didn't know because it wasn't exposed to me. So there's everyone in here and out there has talents that they don't even know about because they haven't tried it or been exposed to it. I thought that I didn't have any purpose in life, whereas I was growing up. Nothing but criminality, bad stuff, right? But now, transformation through reflection, empathy, changing my values, changing the way of thinking, helped me to be able to inspire others in this group. I had a parole date. It was given to me. When the parole date was snatched, I didn't come back thinking about, oh, how, poor me, and all that. What I did was came back to this group right here and asked, let them know that disappointments are going to come. If you have truly changed, you will accept the responsibilities that got you here and uplift everybody else and let them know, don't feel down. Don't go taking no drink. Don't go take a drink because you feel that way. Don't hate everybody. Don't feel down on yourself. Use your tools that you developed inside and keep growing with it, because other people will reflect on it and it makes the group up. I was more concerned about the people that supported me rather than what happened with me. I took responsibility. My crimes were it's always going to impact. And I know it's going to impact. The thing is, continue on with that change that I demonstrate. And the new lifestyle is me, and that's what breeds more here. Hate has this ability to lose power when you put love in it. And that's what I got. You got any more?
First and foremost, thank you. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to be here with us today. And it's an honor to see a lot of you back. I got to give a shout out to Alejandra, my mentor. She actually started me in Shakespeare back in 2018 at Old Folsom. So her and Lynn and Soraya, of course, thank you very much. You know, you bring a lot to this group, and we appreciate you. And Leslie as well. And of course, you know, the little shy, charismatic Christy, thank you very much. You know, even though she stands in the background. Shakespeare has been a moving source for me. It was my tool that taught me to be able to get up, open up, and to relay my story to others that's had to go through what I had to go through. It's been difficult. It's a long road. It's a journey that, in order to portray these actors, we have to dig deep inside ourselves, and we have to overcome a lot of trauma that these actors or these people that are portrayed as actors have had to go through. And it's not easy for a lot of us. You know, a lot of us still have walls up that we don't want to let down. And a lot of us have doors that are still closed that we're not willing to open up. But Shakespeare has allowed me to say, why not give it a shot? Maybe there's somebody out there that not only has been through what I've gone through and that can help me, but there's also maybe somebody out there that I may be able to help with my story. And we appreciate it. We appreciate you guys listening to us, taking the time out here, out of your day. Because I'm sure you guys have much other things, better things to do out there in the world. And we do appreciate it. Even if it's just to pay a bill, it's important. So we appreciate it. And we... and Mary Ann, thank you too for coming too, Mary Ann. We do appreciate you.
Do we have any more questions for any of our audience? From any other audience, any more questions? Any comments?
One question. I don't really have a question. I used to be a high school principal. I was the principal at Tamalpais High School right here in Mill Valley. And I think about listening to your stories, and I'm going to actually talk to Soraya and some of the other folks here. You know, if we could get to the high school kids and talk about, you know, there's different paths that you can take in your lives, and, you know, one wrong decision or one friend that made a bad influence on your life, you know, what can happen in your lives. So I would love to look at how we can create, you know, some kind of program where we can work with the high school kids or even do something online just to get the stories out there, because what a difference, and, you know, just how your life can change in a single minute. So thank you again so much, that it was just such a delight to hear all of your stories. Thank you.
Thank you, Barb. We can talk. We can talk.
So
So as I said earlier, there's nothing going on outside better than what I experienced this morning. My question is, I appreciate the earlier responses to the earlier question. My question is more around the particular skills, the guitar playing, the singing. What was a journey you had from what you knew you had and you wanted to develop, or you didn't know you had and you developed?
And this will be our last question, and then we're going to close. So who would like to take?
One thing I've always been good at is writing. I love writing. I used to write music all the time, perform everything. And it was reflective to write down things that happened to me. And because I've never done that. Like when I write music, I do tell stories of situations that happened to me, but I've always wanted to write a book. And I think I have what it takes at this point because thank you. I appreciate that. That's my passion, is writing. And with being able to write is what helped me create my piece. And it's linear, it's formatted the right way, and it just flowed. It flowed from me naturally. I didn't make any edits to my piece, which blows me away because that's how you're supposed to write to me, you know? And so I think that's what helped me the most, and it was cathartic and healing. So thank you.
Hi, me again. I was a theater kid. I mean, I loved theater since I was in junior high school, and I was that kid that showed up at every audition, and of course in junior high school they have to cast you. But so it's something that I really thought was a chapter of my life that was closed forever. It was just something that I had a lot of fond memories of, but kind of wistful memories as well, tinged with sadness because it was something that I never thought that I would be able to be a part of again. And as I was telling you nice folks down there earlier, I'd never, while I've done some acting and directing in the past, I'd never written a play. And so, Sarai may remember, but I originally, they said, well, you can write something or you can just be in somebody else's bit. And I immediately defaulted to, well, I'll just be in somebody else's thing. And then I went back and thought about it. You know what? Maybe I should walk the walk a little bit. Instead of saying that I've changed and saying that I've transformed, maybe I ought to try something new. And I sat down and I wrote this piece, Sins of the Father. And as I was telling you, it was one of those things because I'd never written before. I've heard people say, you know what, it just happened. It just flew out of me. And I thought, yeah, sure. And it really did. It was something that it was so organic. And again, this is something to answer your question. I had no idea that I had the least aptitude, all things considered, in that way. Creative, and again, I was in theatrical environment, acting and directing was stuff that I'd done, but I'd never written a play before. And again, that was something that was very surprising to me. And again, since I was in high school in 1910, you and me. They had real footlights with the flames coming out of it. Anyway, it was, to answer your question, Roger, it was something that I really never thought I'd be able to do. I'm so deeply grateful for that chance. So thank you.
Okay, I get to wrap it up with this. All right, great. Okay, I don't know how to rap, so that's really good. Okay, so for me, 6-7 years ago, I started going to Shakespeare with Leslie, and what I want to do is say that, for lack of better terms, I didn't know how to express myself. I was kind of like that person, like, what the hell is going on with you? Really, when I look back and reflect, I really had a hard time connecting with people and expressing my emotions and just communicating. Because for a long time, being trauma impacted, I lived in invisible prison of my own. and Arrested Development. A lot of stuff, comes out of stuff through experiences. And so one thing I want to do, I just want to leave you with, is I learned also through Shakespeare to express myself. I also have an inspiring side of poetry. And I want to share a poem with you before you go, if you allow me to do this. And the idea is you have to visually, I'm a visual learner, you have to visually see it and imagine a butterfly carrying a ribbon. Attached to the ribbon is a heart. A very short poem, it's called The Butterfly. And all these guys are looking at him like, this guy's stupid, but they know the poem already. But the butterfly represents your beauty. Your beauty carries love. Don't let no one take your love away from you, and you will always be beautiful. And that was like, a poem that I wrote and I published. So it's really cool. You can go on YouTube, but if you give me a soup, I'll let you have it free if you write me. Okay?